What if the story our economy tells about success is a carefully constructed lie? We are taught to look at the giants, the Amazons, the Apples, the Teslas, and measure them by staggering numbers. Billions in revenue, millions in profit. These are the billboard metrics, the headline figures that scream prosperity and power. They feel solid, real, like a scoreboard in the final quarter. We see a company with a massive net income and we think, they've made it, they're winning. But this story, the one written in the language of profit, is often just that, a story. It's a narrative shaped by accountants, a version of the truth that can be bent, polished, and sometimes completely fabricated. It's like looking at someone's social media profile. You see the curated highlights, the perfect moments, but you have no idea if they can actually afford the life they're projecting. Because hidden behind the grand pronouncements of profit is a much simpler, more brutal reality. The world doesn't run on profit. It runs on cash. In this video, we are going to tear down the facade of modern finance. We will journey past the seductive allure of the bottom line to uncover the one number that cannot be easily faked, the single metric that reveals the true health, freedom, and power of any business. This isn't just about investing. It's about understanding the fundamental difference between looking rich and being rich. It's about learning to spot the truth in a world of financial fiction. Most people, when they look at a company, gravitate towards one number: net income, profit. It's the final line on the income statement, the grand total after all the expenses are paid. It's simple, intuitive, and for decades, it has been the undisputed king. We celebrate companies that achieve record profits. We punish those who fail to meet profit expectations. The entire financial news cycle revolves around this single idea. A company that makes $1 billion profit is seen as a fortress of stability, a testament to a winning strategy. It's the story we've all been sold. Profit equals success. And for a while, this story seems to hold up. We see a young tech company announce its first profitable quarter, and its stock soars. We see an established corporation deliver consistent profits year after year, and we call it a blue-chip investment, safe as houses. The logic feels unassailable. If you're bringing in more money than you're spending, you're winning, right? But what if I told you a company could report $1 billion in profit and be just weeks away from bankruptcy? What if the black ink on the page was masking a fatal hemorrhage of cash? This isn't a hypothetical. This is the central vulnerability in the story of profit. Because profit is not cash in the bank. It's an accounting concept. And to understand the difference is to understand the first great lie of financial reporting. Let's pull back the curtain on a concept called accrual accounting. It's the system nearly all public companies use. In simple terms, it means a company records revenue when a deal is made, not necessarily when the cash is collected. Imagine a construction company signs a contract to build an office tower for $100 million. Under accrual accounting, they can immediately book that revenue and the associated profit on their financial statements. They look incredibly profitable. But what if the client doesn't pay them for another 2 years? The company has a massive profit on paper, but it doesn't have the cash to pay its workers, its suppliers, or its electricity bill. This is the paradox. They can be profitable and broke at the same time. What looked like a fortress was actually a house of cards. Profit, you see, is an opinion. Cash is a fact. And if you think this is just a minor technicality, you haven't heard the story of Enron. In the year 2000, Enron was the 7th largest company in America. It reported over $100 billion in revenue and was hailed by Wall Street as a paragon of innovation. Its profits were staggering, a beautiful, ever-rising line on a chart. But it was all a fantasy. Enron had become a master at using accounting loopholes to create fictional profits out of thin air. They booked earnings from long-term deals that might never materialize and hid mountains of debt in off-the-books partnerships. While their income statement was a masterpiece of fiction, their cash flow statement told the terrifying truth. They were burning through cash at an unsustainable rate. When the illusion finally shattered, the company imploded, wiping out $74 billion of shareholder value and the life savings of thousands of its employees. They trusted the story of profit, and it destroyed them. If profit is a lie, and revenue is just a promise, then where do we find the truth? To answer that, we have to stop reading the story and start following the money. This isn't some abstract corporate drama. It's a principle that governs every corner of our economic lives. Think of a small business owner who runs a local coffee shop. She doesn't have a team of accountants to craft a narrative. Her reality is the cash in the register at the end of the day. That cash is what pays for the coffee beans, the rent, and her employees' wages. She could have a massive catering order on the books, a huge profit waiting to happen. But if the client is late with the payment, she can't pay her bills. Her business lives and dies not by its theoretical profitability, but by the actual cash flowing in and out. This raw, undeniable reality is the heart of a company's financial health. It's why we need a number that tracks this flow, a number that ignores the fiction of accounting and focuses only on the cold, hard cash. So, let's look deeper. The next logical step for an analyst is to look at a company's cash flow from operations. This number is a huge improvement. It strips out many of the accounting games and shows the cash generated by the company's core business. It's the coffee shop owner counting the cash in the drawer. It tells you if the fundamental business model actually works. It seems like we've found our answer. This must be the number that matters. But I know what you're thinking. Even if a business is generating a lot of cash, doesn't it have to spend money just to stay in business? What about the cost of replacing old equipment, upgrading technology, or building new factories? The coffee shop owner has to buy a new espresso machine every few years. A car company has to constantly retool its factories. A tech giant like Google has to build massive data centers. These aren't optional growth projects. They are the essential, non-negotiable costs of staying competitive. They are called capital expenditures, or CapEx. And the cash flow from operations number doesn't fully account for them. The cash a company generates is its potential, but the cash it has left over after, paying for its own survival, that is its freedom. And this brings us to the one number that cuts through it all. It's called free cash flow. The calculation is devastatingly simple. You take the cash flow from operations and you subtract the capital expenditures. That's it. What you're left with is the truth. This is the surplus cash the company generates after paying for everything it needs to maintain and run its business. It is the money that is truly free to be used for other things, to pay down debt to give back to shareholders as dividends to buy other companies, or to innovate and create the products of the future. While profit shows a manufactured story, free cash flow shows the reality of a company's power and flexibility. Even its greatest reported triumphs are meaningless if they don't ultimately translate into cash. Its greatest virtue, generating cash, is the only true measure of its success. So we started with the illusion of profit, a number that could be manipulated to tell any story imaginable. We saw its catastrophic failure with Enron, where the fiction of income statements led to ruin. We learned that cash is king, the undeniable reality for every business from a street corner vendor to a global conglomerate. But we then discovered that not all cash is created equal, and only by subtracting the cost of survival do we find what is truly left over. We have arrived at the ultimate metric, free cash flow. The machine is now fully understood. But now that we know the one number that truly matters, what does it really tell us about the fate of a company? The answer changes everything.